70 points on the Denver Broncos' head. And Mike McDaniel, he showed you mercy, Sean Payton. He showed you mercy because, quite frankly, you left your starting quarterback in there the entire time. I think it's all fair game. Mike McDaniel could have gone for the jugular, could have gone for the record on his boyhood team, the team that he grew up watching, the team he was a ball boy for, and he showed mercy. He says, I'll take the yards record, and that is enough. I don't understand what we're watching here, people. I don't understand what we're watching right now. The team, the fans out there chant 3 more points to try and take the NFL record, but the Miami Dolphins relented. They just said, no, let them know that we could have had the record and let them take a knee with their washed quarterback and their blowhard overpaid coach and waltz off our field. Miami Dolphins win 70-20 over the Denver Broncos to improve to 3-0 on the season. It was just an absolute party the entire game. This thing was basically done from the first drive of this game. Tua found Tyreek Hill, and the Miami Dolphins were off to the races. They were off to the races. They were far and away. Their speed today was overwhelming. And this is, mind you, a game that they did not have Jalen Waddle in. I repeat that. Their speed was overwhelming, and they didn't even have Jalen Waddle out there. And yet, you had a game today where everybody has been waiting. This Devon A-Chain, what kind of party is this guy? What's he gonna do? How about he goes out there and he rushes for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, this guy. Whew, I mean, we talk fast on this team. I still don't think anybody in my eyes is faster than Tyreek Hill. This may be the guy who catches him. I mean, this guy, they talk about his track speed, track fast. My God. And just like the way the Dolphins were just toying today with the Broncos defense. I don't know if Vance Joseph, I don't know, feels early to let, but that was just, oof. It feels like a game 0-3 start. It feels like a game somebody loses a job over. Obviously, it's not going to be Sean Payton. You gave him $1 gazillion, but wow, they really just took it to him today. And from jump, they got on him. They got out to this 14-0 lead on Denver. And once again, the two catalysts for this was Tyreek Hill and Raheem Mostert. And Raheem, man, this performance that he's put forth so far this season, where he's not only just a speed demon, but they've talked about the work that he's put into his muscle, the difficulty it is to tackle him. And listen, quite frankly, the Broncos aren't tackling anybody, but this guy's already shown this season. He's a moose. He is a moose, and he goes out there today just trucking dudes and bulldozing dudes. It was incredible. It was incredible to see the work from Raheem Mostert today. But then, I think my favorite play of the game, up until we got to the Robbie Chosen touchdown, just for good measure, the flip no-look pass, shovel pass to Devon A-Chain from Tua. I'm just like, these guys are just having different fun from everybody else. They are. Just everybody's open, willy-nilly. The blocking has been insane. Everybody's wide open. You got Teron Armstead now back out there. And for this Dolphins team, you're just putting up, they're literally putting up video game numbers right now to put just forth this second season under this mad genius, this beautiful mad football genius, Mike McDaniel. And all I could think in the middle of this game, looking across the field to Sean Payton, the old guard, the old offensive guru, the man, he and Drew Brees win a Super Bowl together, the guy who was quarterback whisperer. And all I could think to myself is, thank God the Miami Dolphins got caught tampering. Thank God that the league found that they were tampering with Tom Brady and Sean Payton. And yeah, you lost a draft pick, but you gained a genius. And Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa, they're orchestrating beautiful offensive music every single week. And I don't mean to shortchange the defense either, by the way, because the plays they came up with, Javon Holland, I mean, just an absolute menace. The dude has complete NFTF, nose for the football, 2 forced fumbles today. You had Andrew Von Ginkel, who, of course, also with a great case of NFTF, gets the ball, puts the Dolphins right on the doorstep to give Raheem Mostert another one of his touchdowns today. Raheem Mostert on the day today, 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 receiving. He finished the day with 142 total yards on this game. These numbers are stupid looking around today. Like, just the rundown of it. Tua, 23 of 26, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns. And that was in 3 quarters. He sat. Then you look at Devon Achane, 233 total yards, 203 on the ground, 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving. Raheem Mostert, incredible, just went over his 13 carries, 82 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 catches, 60 yards, 1 receiving for him. Tyreek Hill, back on his game, 9 catches, 157 yards, 1 touchdown. Again, had 100 yards basically before the end of the first half. Guy's a monster. Can't touch him. And then just for good measure, you have Mike White coming in. He's 2 for 2, 68 yards. And of course, he throws the 68-yard touchdown to Robbie Chosen. And the Miami Dolphins, it's insane right now, man. It's insane to see what they're doing, because you put up numbers like this and you're 3-0 through your first 3 games. This was your home opener, and you set yourself up for just an incredibly fun matchup next week against the Buffalo Bills, who put it on the Commanders today. What was the final there? Let me look. I think it was like 37-7 or something like that. 37-3, excuse me. So the Bills, they blow out. So 2 blowouts for the Bills after their embarrassing Monday Night Football loss to the Jets in Week 1. They seem back on track, and this is going to set up like the all-time grudge match coming on up. But, you know, I don't think the Dolphins fear anybody right now. How could you? How could you be in the situation? And I said this today on the pregame show, you know, just like how all I said today was I wanted an easy one. I didn't know that this one was going to be decided by the second quarter. It was basically over. And they left Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson, you know, I think he got sacked once today, but he was running for his life. They were bearing down on him. I really don't understand why they kept him in there at the end of that game. Quite frankly, to me, that's where you should have just said, no, we're going for the record. You're starting quarterbacks out there. All's fair in love and war. You guys are keeping this out for window dressing. So are we. But you know what? I guess Mike McDaniel's just looking at it just from a classy standpoint. But, you know, Tua right now, Tua was almost, I really wanted him to get this record. The only record that I guess wasn't gotten today for the Dolphins. They did set a franchise record, by the way, for most points, obviously. But Tua nearly had the perfection start record, which is held by Ryan Tannehill, if you didn't know. I kind of remember that when they brought that out there, but I don't remember it. I don't remember it being like this, where it was in a blowout game. But memory would have to refresh my game. I honestly don't care to look up any Ryan Tannehill stats for here right now. Thank you. But Tua today, I think, started 17 for 17. And just had that just on-point connection with Tyreek Hill at all points. Like, anytime you needed that big chunk play, Tyreek was there. They couldn't keep anybody near him. It was just dynamic. And they set that tone right away. And so that claustrophobic, style of last week where the Patriots played like a bunch of cowards and were not going to let you beat deep. That was solved right off the bat. But I really, you watch this team right now, and I just don't know what you do with all the speed. I don't know. I don't know what the counterpoint's going to be to them because they ran for 350 yards today. Okay, this is not like last year where you're thinking to yourself, this is a Dolphins team. They're going to slow up. They're going to be a team that, when the weather gets bad, 350 yards on the ground today, dude. What are we talking? What are we watching right now? What do we do? You know what terrible football, offensive football you've been watching for years down here? No superstars on offense other than Ricky Williams since Marino. And now it's just like, oh, here's a new fast guy. It's like, all right, Mike McDaniel playing today. We're putting Azukama and making him an actor. We're going to put a chain. Going to give him all the fun stuff and a gazillion yards. There you go. Boop. That's what we got going on for you. And I don't really... This was without Jalen Waddle. Their second best player. Their second best offensive player. I mean, that's crazy. I guess second best defense would be right here. Third. One of their best offensive weapons. They wasn't out there. I'm like stupefied by what I'm watching. I mean, I don't think you guys realize. And just a complete performance yet again. Like they were able to come up with a huge amount of turnovers today. Two huge turnovers from from Javon Holland, just getting there, punching that football right out of there. Guy was a menace, and this just sets it up right now. I mean, the buzz. Here's the thing that's going to be fun, man. The buzz is going to be at an all-time high now for this team. You do what you did in this performance, right? 70 points, nearly breaking the record, basically conceding the record by choice. And the hype is going to be lunacy after this week. And that game is by far game of the week next week against the Buffalo Bills. But you have set yourself up with an opportunity. You win this game next week, especially one that I got to imagine the Dolphins. It's been, two games that, all those games were so close last year. And, Buffalo does look good after just a clown show of a performance to open the season. They do look like they've honed some stuff in. But, man, I don't know who's keeping up with this Dolphins team. I don't know. I mean, they get rid of the ball so quick. Tua just looks like he's got all his outlets. The misdirection that's everywhere. You think, oh, we're going to reverse the Tyreek over here. No, shovel pass. Dum-dum. You thought you had it figured out. You didn't have it figured out. It's crazy right now, dude. And like the when Chris Brooks had that run at the end and they go to Tua on the sidelines and he just gives like the most adorable hug. I mean, he was just out there just in delight of his teammates to see everybody go out there and eat today, even when the starters sat down was really remarkable. It really was, man. So thank God they got caught tampering. Tua and Mike McDaniel and Mostert and Tyreek Hill and Devon A-Chain and Snowman and Justin Bethel was awesome today too with big hits and Von Ginks. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Wow. Unbelievable. Unfriggin' believable. What a show it was today for the Miami Dolphins. An unbelievable show.